Hello friends, hope all of you are doing well. In today's session, we are going to continue our journey on MEG5, Literary Criticism and Theory. Basically, we are doing right now the block 5, that is the Marxist view of literature. That implies that we've already covered the first 4 blocks of MEG5 in details and discrete. So do consider to check out the playlist to find all the videos regarding important topics of the first 4 blocks. And also do consider to check out the notes and analysis of this particular session, which is pinned in the description along with the links of some beautiful videos narrated in my voice. You'll definitely love those videos. Those are some beautiful stories based on love, friendship, time travel, and much more. In today's session, we are going to discuss about base and superstructure in Marxist culture theory. Now, this particular session is a extension of the previous session where I've discussed Marxist literary theory. So do watch that video as well in order to understand this particular session in details. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. So, in Marxist cultural theory, base and superstructure are two interrelated concepts used to understand the relationship between society and its cultural productions, including literature, art, and ideology. Now, for those who have not attended my previous session, let me tell you that Marxist literary theory is based on an ideology that literature should be based on the socio-economic conditions of a particular society at a particular time, and society is responsible for the construction of proper literature, and literature is not created out of vacuum. Now, this particular concept that we are going to discuss today, base and superstructure, is particularly an extension of Marxist literary theory. The base refers to the economic and the material conditions of the society, including the means of productions, the relations of productions, and the divisions of labor. According to Marx, the base determines the social and the political structures of a society, including its laws, institutions, and cultural practices. So after understanding the concept of base, let us understand what does superstructure means. The superstructure, on the other hand, refers to the cultural and ideological products of a society, including its art, literature, religion, philosophy, and political ideas. The superstructure is seen as dependent on and reflective of the economic base and is shaped by the material conditions of the society. So this is the reason why I told you in the beginning that why base and superstructure are interrelated. Basically, superstructure is nothing but it's a cultural and ideological product of a society that can include art, literature, religion, philosophy, and political ideas. On the other hand, base is the foundation of a particular society. By saying foundation, what do I mean? It refers to the economic and material condition of society. All right, that might include a lot of things like means of production, relation of productions, and division of labor as well. Now, Marx argued that a ruling class in a society uses its control over the means of production to shape the superstructure to maintain its power and privilege. Therefore, according to Marxist theory, cultural productions such as literature and art are not autonomous but are shaped by economic and social conditions of their time. Now, as discussed in the previous session that was on Marxist literary theory, I have said vividly that how Karl Marx believed that literature was influenced by the socio-economic conditions of the society and how the ruling class exploited the working class. All right, so he was against the capitalism. Now, in summary, we can say that the base and superstructure in Marxist criticism represent the economic and material conditions of society and its cultural and ideological productions, respectively. They are interconnected, and superstructure is seen as a reflection of the base. Now let us try to understand the concept of base and superstructure with the help of diagram. Now in this diagram, the base is shown at the bottom, representing the economic and material conditions of society. This includes factors such as means of production, such as factories and machines, the relations of production such as relationship between workers and capitalists, and the division of labor such as way work is organized and distributed. Above the base is the superstructure, representing the cultural and ideological products of the society. This includes things like literature, art, religion, philosophy, and political ideology. Now, we understand with the help of this diagram that how the base and superstructure are interconnected and how the base helps in the formation of superstructure. But according to Karl Marx again, the ruling class of the society uses the superstructure according to its convenience and its support in order to frame the laws. Okay. Superstructure is seen as dependent on the base, meaning that it is shaped by the economic and material conditions of society. The arrow connecting the base and superstructure represents the idea that the superstructure is influenced by the base. According to Marxist theory, the ruling class in a society uses its control over the means of production to shape the superstructure in a way that maintains its power and privilege. Now, I hope this diagram helps to clarify the relationship between the base and superstructure in Marxist theory. Now, let's move ahead to understand the examples of base and superstructure in Marxist cultural theory. Now let us try to understand the concept of base and superstructure with some examples. Now in this case, the first case, if we consider the base to be the capitalist economy, the superstructure will be bourgeoisie ideology. According to Marxist theory, the capitalist economy is the base that determines the social and political structures of society. The superstructure in this case would be the ideology of the bourgeoisie or the capitalist class. Now, those who have attended my previous session on Marxist literary theory, you already know that the capitalist class or the ruling class, according to Karl Marx, was considered to be a special term that was bourgeoisie. This ideology supports and justifies the capitalist system and is reflected in things like political discourse, media, and educational institutions. Now let us see the second case where the base is considered to be the feudal relations of production. In this case, the superstructure will be religious ideology. In feudal societies, the base was the system of feudal relations of productions in which lords owned lands and serfs worked the land in exchange for protection. The superstructure in this case would be religious ideology, which played an important role in legitimizing the feudal order. For example, the church played a powerful role in enforcing the feudal hierarchy and in providing a moral justification for the ruling class. Now, this can be witnessed in the Great Britain. If you have watched my videos on the medieval period of English literature, you might know that the church played a prominent and a dominant role, and how it was the law enforcer. Okay, how it played a pivotal role in the society, and how it protected the feudal relations, all right, and how it was motivated by the religious ideology. Now coming back to the third and the last example, the base, if it is a socialist economy, the superstructure will be proletarian culture. Now again, those who have attended my previous session on the Marxist literary theory, I have mentioned that the working class, according to Karl Marx, is known as proletarian. Alright, so in a socialist society, the base would be a system of collective ownership of the means of production. The superstructure would be proletarian culture, which would be based on the needs and desires of the working class rather than those of the ruling class. Now, this would include art, literature, music, and other cultural productions that reflect the values and experiences of the working class. Now, based on this particular third example, where we see the base to be the socialist economy and the superstructure to be the proletarian culture, we can strictly say that this was the particular type of society that Karl Marx wanted. Okay, he was against the capitalism, he was against the crony capitalism. Now, these are just few examples of how base and superstructure can be applied to different historical and social contexts. In general, Marxist criticism says culture and ideology as shaped by the economic and material conditions of society, and thus as reflecting the interests and power relations of different social groups. So this is the video, guys. I hope you had an insight regarding the base and superstructure in Marxist cultural theory. In case if you have any other doubt regarding this particular session, do feel free to comment in the comment section. I'll definitely try to address it. Do feel free to check out the links given in the description, where you'll find the notes and analysis of today's session for your convenience. And also do not forget to check out the links of the videos which are based on some beautiful stories and some moral lessons, and the stories are narrated in my voice, so you'll definitely like it. Also, do consider to check out the social community handles of our channel, where you'll find the latest notifications of IGNO regularly updated. Till we meet next time, God bless you and thank you all.